Hello everyone, and welcome to the Wonder Garden channel. Today I'm going to share with you a simple yet highly effective method to help weak or wilted orchids, whether they've just finished blooming or suffered from improper care, recover quickly. If you're worried because your orchid's leaves are turning yellow, soft, or showing signs of decline, don't rush to throw them away just yet. With a few gentle steps and a bit of patience, you'll be amazed to see life returning to your orchids once again. Rotten leaves often contain a large number of harmful fungi and bacteria. Therefore, the first thing you need to do is isolate and immediately remove the infected orchid leaves to prevent the disease from spreading to the healthy parts of the plant. Next, carefully inspect the root system. Healthy orchid roots are usually ivory white or fresh green, plump, and firm to the touch. If you notice any roots that are dark, mushy, or have an unusual odor, that's a sign they're damaged and need to be removed right away. These roots can no longer absorb water or provide nutrients for the plant. And if left untreated, the rot can spread to the entire base, making it very difficult for the orchid to recover. Next, carefully inspect the root system. Healthy orchid roots are usually ivory white or fresh green, plump, and firm to the touch. If you notice roots that are dark, mushy, or have an unusual odor, that's a clear sign of damage and they need to be removed immediately. These roots can no longer absorb water or provide nutrients to the plant. If left untreated, the rot can spread to the entire base, making it very difficult for the orchid to recover. Use a pair of sharp, clean scissors to gently cut away all the damaged roots, keeping only the fresh, firm, and light-colored ones. Those are the roots still capable of regenerating and supporting the plant. This pruning step is crucial because it removes sources of infection while creating the right conditions for the orchid to develop a new, stronger root system. After pruning, you need to thoroughly rinse the entire orchid base with clean water to remove any remaining old soil, bacteria, fungi, and insects. This step acts as a natural cleaning and disinfecting process, helping the plant get ready for recovery. After rinsing, place the plant in a well-ventilated area and let it air dry naturally. To help the orchid recover quickly after trimming the damaged roots, we'll prepare a simple fertilizer solution. First, prepare 1 liter of clean water. Next, add 1 teaspoon of baking soda and stir well until it's completely dissolved in the water. Baking soda has mild antibacterial properties that help prevent fungi and bacteria, while also creating a clean and safe environment for the orchid roots to recover more quickly. Once the solution is ready, soak the orchid base in it for about 20 minutes. This is the ideal amount of time to gently disinfect the cut areas, thoroughly clean the base, and help the plant prepare for the stage of new root regeneration. Next, pour the remaining baking soda solution over the dry moss and soak it for about 20 minutes as well. This helps clean the moss, eliminate fungi and bacteria, and soften it, allowing the moss to wrap closely around the orchid base when you repot the plant. After soaking for the recommended time, gently remove the orchid from the solution and use a soft cloth or clean paper towel to dry the base. Finally, light a small candle and carefully drip a small amount of melted wax onto the cut areas of the roots. Make sure the wax is just warm, not too hot, to avoid burning the plant tissue. This thin protective layer acts like a natural seal, closing the wounds and preventing bacteria, fungi, or pests from entering. At the same time, it helps reduce moisture loss through the open cuts, allowing the orchid to retain hydration more effectively during the recovery period. After soaking the moss in the baking soda solution for about 20 minutes, gently remove it and lightly squeeze out the excess water. Avoid squeezing too hard. You just want the moss to stay slightly damp, not dripping wet or completely dry. This level of moisture helps maintain the perfect balance for the orchid roots later on. At this point, the moss has been thoroughly cleaned, softened, and fluffed up, making it ideal for use as a fresh growing medium when repotting your orchid. Clean, well-prepared moss plays a vital role in keeping the root system healthy. It allows air to circulate freely, helps the roots cling more easily, and promotes better absorption of water and nutrients. More importantly, because the moss is now free of harmful fungi and bacteria, it provides a safe and hygienic environment that minimizes the risk of root rot and gives your orchid the best possible start for recovery and new growth. Next, I'll replant the orchid base to begin the recovery process. For this step, I choose a plastic pot with plenty of drainage holes. This is a very important factor, as it prevents water from accumulating around the roots, reduces the risk of root rot, and creates a well-ventilated environment that allows the orchid to grow strong and healthy. I gently place the orchid in the center of the pot, making sure it sits firmly but comfortably without forcing the roots into position. Then, I carefully cover the base with the clean, prepared moss. When applying the moss, the key is balance. Make sure the roots are evenly surrounded and in gentle contact with the moss, but don't press it down too tightly. If the moss is packed too firmly, air won't be able to circulate, and the roots may suffocate or stay overly damp, which can easily lead to rot. On the other hand, when the moss is light and airy, new roots can grow freely, anchoring themselves naturally into the medium while still receiving plenty of oxygen. After repotting, I place the orchid pot in a small bowl or tray with a shallow layer of water, about 1 centimeter deep. This method helps keep the moss moist from the bottom up, preventing overwatering that could cause the roots to rot. The gentle, consistent moisture allows the orchid to stay hydrated without becoming waterlogged. To create an ideal recovery environment, I reuse a clear plastic bottle by cutting off the bottom and poking several small ventilation holes around its body. Then, I gently place the bottle upside down over the orchid pot, forming a mini greenhouse. This setup helps maintain consistent humidity, protects the plant from cold or dry air, and still allows air to circulate inside. Within this enclosed yet breathable environment, the orchid can recover more quickly. Results after 2 months. You can see that the orchid has truly revived. A new shoot has emerged from the old stem, clearly demonstrating the patience and proper care invested. Although still small, the young plant has already begun developing strong roots and vibrant, firm leaves. Excellent signs that it is recovering well and ready to thrive in its renewed environment. Now, let's take a closer look at the roots inside the growing medium to see how they're developing, a crucial step in assessing the orchid's health and recovery progress. You can spot pristine white roots hidden within the moss. This is a fantastic indication that the orchid is recovering successfully and growing stronger every day. These new roots play a crucial role in absorbing water and nutrients, boosting the plant's vitality and supporting overall growth. Roots are often considered the heart of an orchid. When the root system is healthy, the plant has enough energy to nourish vibrant green leaves, produce stunning blooms, and thrive steadily over time. Now, I'll choose a larger pot to repot the orchid. Selecting the right pot is very important. It provides enough space for the roots to grow, helping the plant stay healthy and bloom more easily. I use shredded pine bark as the growing medium because it protects the roots, retains moisture well, yet remains airy, creating the ideal conditions for strong root development. When planting, I gently place the orchid in the center of the pot, then scatter the shredded pine bark around the roots, ensuring they are securely supported while still allowing air to circulate. I lightly tap the sides of the pot so the bark settles evenly, eliminating large gaps and helping the plant stay stable. Finally, I cover the surface with a thin layer of moss. This helps retain gentle moisture, gives a natural appearance, and keeps the environment around the base cool and comfortable. After finishing the repotting, we'll prepare a fertilizer to care for the orchid. This nutrient source helps the roots quickly adapt to the new environment and stimulates healthy growth, promoting vibrant green leaves and more abundant blooms. I use vitamin B1, an essential nutrient for orchid recovery and development. Vitamin B1 contains thiamine, which encourages the formation of new roots, reduces transplant shock, and enhances the plant's ability to absorb nutrients effectively. Next, I apply this solution directly to the newly repotted orchid. You can use this fertilizer about twice a month, or alternate it with other natural fertilizers. This approach provides the orchid with a diverse range of nutrients, promoting well-rounded, balanced growth, and helping the plant thrive in its new environment. After fertilizing, you can also soak the orchid pot in the fertilizer solution for about 20 minutes. This method helps the roots absorb nutrients more effectively, accelerates the recovery process, and strengthens the plant's overall resilience. After fertilizing, you can also soak the orchid pot in the fertilizer solution for around 20 minutes. This helps the roots take up nutrients more efficiently, supports faster recovery, and boosts the plant's overall strength and resilience. And here are the results after 3 months. From an orchid that was almost completely rotted, with only a bare stem and a few weak roots remaining, it has now revived strongly, producing a healthy new shoot from the old stem. The fresh leaves are vibrant, firm, and glossy, showing that the plant has fully recovered and is brimming with vitality. With just a few simple care steps and a bit of patience, you can completely save and revive an orchid that seemed wilted beyond hope. If you have a weak or seemingly hopeless orchid, don't give up just yet. Care for it gently and consistently, and you'll witness a miracle, a vibrant orchid garden with beautiful blooms as a reward for the love you've invested. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you found it helpful, please like and subscribe so you won't miss future tips on natural orchid care. Thank you for watching until the end. Wishing you joy, good health, happiness, and success on your orchid growing journey.